Thank you.
See what happens when you start a show. People just want to come up and.
I need a beer.
Well,
Me too.
I see our next guest is here. Do you want to go and do that? I'm doing pretty good.
I'll wait till he sits down. Thank you. I'll wait till he sits down and chat for a minute.
Sure,
and then,
just to get him introduced and
grab
started.
Do you?
for hanging out with us. It's so cool.
Art, would you like anything?
I still got my drink here. I'm still good.
What? Hey, I got one of those too, but I was working on a car. I was just,
Thanks, guys.
It was one of your black nails.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's almost completely gone, and the top half is about to fall right off.
I saw it in your most recent episode. I'm like, I'm watching the progression of it over time.
It's not nice.
It's not progressing at all. I see our next guest is here from Extra Life.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes. And he's been here. Oh, actually, I want you to sit in this seat so I can see you on
There
Facebook
you go,
Live.
Yeah.
How have you been? Now, we had an unexpected.
We had a shit show.
Did
just
something
now.
fall? Oh, I felt something fall. We had an unexpected, roller derby guest. That doesn't always happen, but they came by and let us know about their schedule, and so we thought we'd talk to them briefly. All right, I'm trying to update to make sure Facebook Live is still going. The internet is kind of crapped out on us, but it's still recording, so we're live on Facebook.
Sounds good.
We're also recording for our YouTube show that will come up on a later date. And okay, it's coming back up now. Let's see if
I got
the
it.
video's there. You got it?
Yeah, I got it. I want to make sure that the audio
All
is
right,
still
I
good.
do see it. It looks like we've got our internet back. Thank you. That's good. And I want to make sure, I want to pull up our schedule to make sure we're not missing anything. Now, is it Extra Life Orlando, or is it Orlando Extra Life?
Extra Life Orlando.
Okay, Extra Life Orlando has a booth here. They did 1 year ago at the grand opening, and we're good. Thank you. We met with you and your partner, who actually did he just move away?
Yeah, he just moved back to
Come
Wisconsin.
a little closer to your
He
mic.
just moved up to Wisconsin.
All right, so you moved up to Wisconsin, so you're here representing Extra Life Orlando today. Tell us about what you're doing over at your booth today at Gods and Monsters.
Well, today we're just recruiting people to sign up for this year's Extra Life Marathon. I think we have around 150 people signed up for Orlando so far.
Okay.
With about $4,000 raised so far.
And
that's
what
great.
sort of marathon are we talking about?
Gaming.
Yeah, but I mean, is
Any
it
kind of game you want on any kind of platform you want.
Oh, okay.
so
Excellent.
I could play Snake on my cell phone?
Yes.
Yes, you could.
Awesome.
A marathon of Snake.
I'll have to dig out that Nokia 5290.
So, do you have any goals? You're trying to hit a certain number or anything like that by a certain date?
Well, so far this year's been our biggest year for recruiting,
Good.
which hopefully means that we're going to have our biggest year yet for fundraising.
Okay, that's good.
The last couple of years, we've hit about $70,000 raised by the end of the year for
Holy
Orlando.
crap.
Wow,
that's
that's
amazing.
great.
Last year, nationally, the program raised about $8.4 million.
Okay. Holy
So
smokes.
if we can do about $80,000 to $90,000 raised this year, that'll be a nice big improvement. Help the kids right here in Orlando.
So Extra Life, that is Extra Life. Did I say that right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Extra Life Orlando.
So
correct.
that's a nationwide thing?
Yes, it started
Awesome.
in Texas back in 2008, and it's branched out to cover the U.S., Canada, and Puerto Rico. It's done over $20 million raised as of last year.
That's fantastic. That's a really, really great thing.
And compare last year when we saw you and we met you guys for the first time at Gods and Monsters a year ago for the grand opening to now at the first anniversary. It's been 1 year since we've seen you to sit down with you guys. How has the company kind of evolved in that 1 year?
On a national level, there's been a couple of leadership changes that took place earlier this year. So with the new leadership, we're going to see how that pans out over the rest of the year. But they're good people. They've been with the program for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They just got bumped up as other people got shuffled around.
Okay.
So they know what they're doing. On a local level, our core group has gone from about 3 people to about 8 people.
Okay.
And
That's
then
a
we
big
have
jump.
another 5 or 6 that kind of come and go as their work schedule and school schedules allow. So it's been a pretty big increase, at least for us.
Okay, walk me through it. Tell me how it works. So you have somebody that comes up to the booth and they want to get involved in some way. Take me through the steps of what that person will
All right.
get to do.
The first step would be to sign up. They could either do it at our booth through an app, which would then send them an email about a week to 10 days later.
Okay.
Or they can take one of our flyers, which I have one here for you.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
It's got a web address on there for the national page, which is extra-life.org.
Right.
They can go there and they can sign up from home or their tablet, phone, wherever they are.
Okay.
And when they sign up, they would then pick a Children's Miracle Network hospital anywhere in the country.
Okay, in their area or anywhere in the country they choose, yes.
So that way, say you live here in Florida, but you have family in Colorado, you could pick the hospital in Colorado and raise money for them just in case your family has an issue.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it kind of works that way. Or say you lived here and you moved away, but you still had family here, you could still play for here in Florida.
Okay. All right.
At that point, when you finish signing up, you would get a customizable fundraising page that you can set a fundraising goal for. I think the default is $100.
Okay.
That's about what most people averagely raise for every 10 signups. They might get 5 people that raise $100.
All right.
But from there, you can link it to your social media accounts. If you happen to stream, you can link it to your Twitch account. And then from there, you would say anytime you're playing a game, be it a board game, card game, video game, no matter what, you could be sitting at a bus stop playing Angry Birds on your phone waiting for someone. You just send out a message on social media saying, hey, I'm doing this thing for this cause, support me. Give people your link, and then they're able to go there and donate to support your hospital.
What is it you're finding is the more popular game that people want to do?
Honestly,
Slither.
It's really hard to say because you have people who are on the tabletop market who only play indie games that aren't publicly released.
Okay.
You have other people who play Dungeons and Dragons the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Then you have other people who are on, the highest end computers playing MMOs and shooters. You have other people who are playing on consoles. It's everything.
I see.
So it's nice that you don't differentiate between like a tabletop game, a card game like Magic, or something like World of Warcraft or
Exactly.
Or Call of Duty. So that's so cool that there's no requirements necessarily to get involved.
Exactly.
It's whatever games you're into, you're welcome.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Like with last year's marathon, to give you an example, my buddy Taylor and we played Rocket League for 4 or 5 hours. Then I switched over and played some Bloodborne and then some Dark Souls, and then went off and played some Legend of Zelda from the NES. So you can really play anything you want.
How long was that marathon?
Where's Jim Seeley?
I did about 36 hours straight by the time it was done.
Wait a minute. Say that again.
36 hours.
All right. Let me ask you a question about playing a game for 36 hours. Obviously, there's rules that say you have to play a certain amount of the time of the hour, and then you get a short break. Is that Because
It's
otherwise you'll
advised,
die.
Yeah. It's definitely advised.
Because there have been reports or stories anyway of some Korean kids who will play these marathons not for charity or for any other reason other than the fact that they want to play
For fun.
and they will literally die
Yeah.
playing.
We
which-
definitely advise a
We
10
don't
to
recommend
20-minute break every hour you play.
Yeah, certainly. Please don't attempt to make some world record attempt if don't do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Pace yourself, eat food, drink plenty of water, take bathroom breaks.
Okay. So at what point do you remember losing track of reality?
Good question.
Because I know from some experience that just staying awake and not being actively playing a game where I have to interact, I was around 40 hours where I lost every concept of what reality was.
Where you didn't know if it was Friday morning or Sunday afternoon.
Yes, but you had to physically be involved playing or interacting.
I regularly stay awake for 24 hours or more just because of my work schedule and other commitments. So I'm usually pretty good through there as long as I have something keeping me occupied.
Right.
But I probably started to go a bit hazy as I closed in on the 30-hour mark.
And isn't it interesting that after 36 hours of being awake, you need approximately 10 hours to completely recharge and then you're fine.
Yeah.
It's not like you need 18 hours of sleep to catch up. I've always found that interesting about the human body is that because I used to work a night shift as well, a 12-hour night shift, and every 3 or 4 days I would try to switch my
Reset.
life. Yeah. And sometimes I would be up for 30 hours in a row.
Exactly.
But it would only take a normal, regular 8 and 10 hours of sleep, and then I'm fine.
Would
So,
you even
yeah.
know it when you were up those 30-something hours? Did it feel like, God, I've been up 30-something hours? Or did you get used to it?
No, you never get. Sometimes people say, how do you work nights? It seems ridiculous. Oh, you get used to it. No, you never get used to it.
You don't.
It's all because you're a human being. You are built to be awake during the day and asleep during the night. We are not nocturnal animals, and that's just the way we're designed,
Right.
And it doesn't work the other way.
Well, we're being joined by Matthew from Extra extra-life.org. You always want to remember the dash because that probably bring up something totally different if you didn't. www.extra-life.org. I've seen you here many times before at Gods and Monsters in the full Jedi garb. You get a lot of kids that want to come up and take photos.
Oh, yeah. It's
Absolutely.
not just kids. I get people of all ages. I've had people who were probably great-grandmothers who have come up and asked for pictures just today alone.
Did you go to MegaCon?
I did.
Okay, the reason I ask is I was there Friday morning. Were you there Friday morning?
Yes.
Okay. So I was there Friday morning to do the segment for Fox 35, and we shot all this footage. And then I had to go back that day and had to edit a package together for Here's What You Missed if you didn't watch the morning show. And I swear I put a shot of you in the package where our cameraman was shooting you. You may have had the hood on, and as he was shooting you, you quickly turned on the lightsaber and you twirled it. You think that was you?
It was. I
my
remember
gosh.
seeing him point the camera toward me.
Well,
so
you are
I
in the
turned it
package,
on.
and if you were to go to my Facebook page, I'd have to scroll back and see if I can find the package that I edited, but it's up there. I think it's up on my Facebook page. I'll have to find that. But I was editing it, I'm like, oh, that's a cool shot. He twirled it, and then I'm thinking about it now. I was like, I think I know who that was. Yeah, because I've seen you here before, dressed up in the full Jedi outfit, and then when I saw you at MegaCon and you did the twirl, I was like, yeah, I think I know who that is. But the shot, as an editor, it's just like the music's in the background, and I'm like, boom, boom, quick shot, boom, boom, quick shot. And you did the little twirl, and it was just a perfect shot at the perfect time in that package that I edited. And so you made the show. I don't know if you had known that at the time, but I'll see if I can find it on my page to see if the video is still up there somewhere.
I will definitely have to check that out in the morning when I get off work.
So what was your impressions of MegaCon? I imagine a lot of people took photos with you there as well.
Oh, yes. It was busy because we actually ended up getting a table for Extra Life. For
You did?
A day and a half before the convention.
Wow, they had space.
Yes.
That seemed pretty full
called
there.
Us, I want to say Tuesday afternoon going, oh, by the way, you have a table.
Oh, like you were waiting all this time and you just, you never heard from them and you thought, we don't have a table.
Most of the year they actually didn't communicate with us, answer phone or email, and then all of a sudden we got a no, sorry, we don't have space for you.
Oh, jeez.
So everyone made commitments. And then all of a sudden it was, oh, by the way, you have a table.
Oh, my
in 2
gosh.
days. Have fun.
So you had to quickly throw that together.
Yeah, but it ended up being very successful. We ended up recruiting about 120 people.
Oh, that's great.
And we actually fundraised about $60 doing a charity raffle-off for a Halo print that was signed by the voice actor of Master Chief and Cortana.
So you auctioned that off. So good. You were out there and you were raising money with just days' notice.
Yes.
And then were you there the whole time then since you had a booth? Were you there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
I was.
Oh, jeez. That's a lot.
Oh, yes.
But then again, I'm sure you had time to walk around.
Yes.
As many of us did. Was there anything that you purchased over that weekend, something that stands out that you bought that you really liked?
I bought this lightsaber.
Oh, you did? Okay.
It's brand new. It cost $500.
Yikes.
Full combat usable. It was from the Vader's Vault booth.
And it's blue, I believe?
Yes.
And then
actually has multiple colors I can set it to.
Was this the one you were using when we were shooting that video for Fox?
I had it set to red at that point.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. 500?
Yes.
Holy smokes.
It actually changes color.
What, based on your mood? Oh, okay. Okay. You've got every
This is what I had it set to when you were doing
color
it.
of the Jedi rainbow is here.
But I can actually go in and customize it because it's got an RGB setting in there, so
Oh,
I can
okay.
set to literally any color that I want.
Well, I imagine for that price, you should be able to change to any color you want.
Right.
Holy smokes! Was it somebody who made that who was selling it at the con, or was that already pre-boxed and it was?
It's a company called Vader's Vault. They run a website. They used to actually be based out of Orlando. I want to say now they're in Georgia. But they're a AAA company, one of the best on the market for combat lightsabers.
Oh.
There's a wait month. The wait period, if you order through their website, is somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 to 8 months.
Oh, jeez. Was that the plan when you went to MegaCon?
As soon as I found out they had a table, I was immediately going, okay, let's see how much money I have available in my bank account.
Oh, jeez. I bet. I know MegaCon is popular and people spend a lot of money, but I bet they didn't sell a lot of those. That's a lot.
They
500.
actually sold a good chunk because their cheaper ones start about $300.
Oh boy. But
for the quality you're getting, it's worth every penny.
so did you buy that on the first day so you could walk around with it the whole weekend?
Oh yes.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm just scrolling back a few days to my Facebook page to see if your package is up there. And the internet is super, super slow here. So was that the only purchase that you made? I mean, after you make a $500 purchase, you probably take it easy after that?
I bought a couple of lightsaber blades for my other lightsabers. I actually ended up going over to the Ultra Sabers booth, another lightsaber maker, and bought a $200 saber from them.
Woo!
I bought a couple of books. They had an author right across from us that her story sounded interesting, so I went ahead and picked one up. And then an author I've run into at multiple conventions, I picked up one of her second book.
It's hard not to spend money when you're there,
It
you know,
is.
because you feel like it's going to a good place and you're doing the right thing, and there's so much joy getting out of it.
I hit
Matthew was just
somebody-
letting me know about his $500 lightsaber he bought at MegaCon. $500, but it changes colors. Oh, never grab a lightsaber from that end, you fool!
It wasn't on yet. He's okay.
That's
Ah,
how he handed it to me.
ah.
So it changes colors.
It based on your mood, so you look very sad. No, there's another button there.
There's a small button on the back. If you hit that and the power button at the same time while it's turned on, it'll cycle through the colors each press.
And it makes funny noises too.
Yes.
That's
That's so cool.
You're deflecting blaster bolts with that one.
That's so cool.
I'm scrolling back. So I was saying that when I was out there for Fox 35 and we shot a whole package, Matthew walked by in the full Jedi outfit and he twirled the lightsaber, and I ended up editing that into the package, not even knowing at the time whether it was him or not.
Some of those colors are really, really brilliant, like vibrant.
The purple one, of course, the Samuel L. Jackson.
You know what? My computer monitor, my computer case does that too.
Your computer case changes colors?
I'm a nerd. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. See, I learned something about Greg
Nerd.
today. I think it is here on my Facebook page, Art Miles. There's a hashtag MegaCon, and I had video from the whole day. I think it's up there, but it won't play because the internet is super slow. Apparently, we're still recording,
We broke the internet.
but it is super slow. But yeah, you're in there. I mean, you're only in there for 1.5 seconds, but you're in there twirling the lightsaber. But you're in the package.
You're
Awesome.
famous.
Yeah. And you've taken many photos at MegaCon and taken a lot of photos here today as well, I suppose.
Oh, yes.
Wait, I take that back. This is the time my daughter and I saw R2-D2. So it's not this one. I got to keep scrolling around because she and I went
Well
on
done.
Saturday, and we were there Friday morning. Oh, and then we did the wrestling. What night? We did wrestling on a Friday.
That was it Friday or a Saturday?
Oh,
That was a Friday.
oh.
No, it was a Friday. You're right.
It was
Friday.
MegaCon Friday morning. Okay,
Yeah.
there it is. So, see, but you weren't in this part. I'll have to go find it. And
I'll
make sure
tell
I
you
get it
what. This
online.
this place is still slammed with people.
You just did a quick
people
walkthrough.
everywhere.
Yeah, tell us what you see.
It was very difficult to get service at the off-road lounge.
Yes.
And there were people all in the back area. Now, of course, there's several booths back there. So I mean, there's just people milling about and really looking. I mean, men, women, children, kids in a stroller. So people of all ages having a good time.
We are family friendly here at Gods and Monsters. You can take pictures with Jedis. You can take pictures with roller girls. You know, all kinds of stuff happening here.
I've seen all kinds of really cool cosplay today, and one of them was the Selena from Gotham, the kid.
Oh, the kid.
The kid's here.
Selena, little young
Catwoman,
Catwoman.
yeah.
Yes.
and
Fish,
very
Fish was here earlier.
Yeah, I saw Fish Mooney, and the girl's cute as a button. I
Yeah.
mean, she's maybe 12, which
That's so cool.
is creepy for me to say.
No.
But you know, she's very realistic, very very accurate to the outfit and the hair and everything.
You
so
have an appreciation for her costume and what she's accomplished. It's not
if
creepy
you
at all.
if you look with squinty eyes, you think it really is that actress playing Selena.
People love to put detail into their costumes, and this is a great place to show that off here at Gods and Monsters for sure.
Speaking of, at 45, we're going to have my friends come over, and they have some tales to tell.
Good. See, we just keep rotating the guests in, and we're just going to go nonstop. It's like a Jerry Lewis telethon today. Jerry Lewis telethon today. Just constantly 24-hour show. We're just going to keep
Except
on
we're
going.
not fat and bloated.
Extra-life.org. What's the next event you guys will be at after Gods and Monsters?
We've got a couple of conventions coming up that we're trying to get into, but I know the big one for our year after MegaCon is going to be Holiday Matsuri in December.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got a couple here and there throughout the year that we're going to be hitting before then.
Will you travel a lot with him, or do you kind of just stay in Central Florida?
There's groups all over the country for it, so we kind of stay in our different hospitals' regions, so we're not trying to cross over lines. We can go help the other hospitals, but they don't really like it when we say for
Right.
Orlando, go to the Jacksonville area and try to recruit for Orlando. But we can go out there and say help them.
That's cool. Do you have a story or an example of something that you saw happen based on the work that you've done here that really, really makes you feel good about what the organization does?
Last time I was up at the hospital doing a tour, they showed us some incubators that had been purchased for premature babies that were made with funds raised only by
See,
Extra
that's a
Life.
great story, and that's one of those things you'll never know the effect that work you did has on babies that haven't been born yet, but you must know that down the road you've helped young mothers and premature babies out in an incredible way.
It bothers me that we need to raise money for things like that.
Yeah.
Like, we need organizations to make that happen. You know, it feels like that as America, we should be, you know, one of the richest countries in the world. We shouldn't have to worry about raising money to save babies' lives by having more incubators for them.
President Trump is going to fix all that. He's going to make those premature babies build their own incubators.
Well, I can't
and
wait.
make them pay for it. And they're not even born yet. I don't know how they're going to do that.
That's going to be a fun day.
I love premature babies. You know, he loves everything. He always says he loves.
Yeah. They love him.
Yes, premature babies.
Premature babies love
me.
him.
They're not even born yet, and they love me.
That's right.
God, the world that these kids are being born into. There's some costume characters
Sorry.
walking by right now. I believe she had an axe in her hand.
I hope that.
And a little girl in a stroller with her hands covering her eyes. Perhaps a little concerned about what she just saw.
Yeah, because it's scary.
Are you seeing? I saw earlier keeping in the Star Wars theme of your costume, a Boba Fett who looked to be dressed in army fatigues. He was the one who put his bag down behind you, and he came back to ask for it.
Oh, yeah?
That was a Boba Fett in full army fatigues.
Huh.
I also happened to see it at MegaCon. It just cracks me up when I see Boba Fett's. All it is the Boba Fett mask, but he's in a full black suit, like he looks like he's from Reservoir Dogs.
So that was not.
It's just so funny.
It's fun. But this costume that you saw, was that accurate to any of the films?
No, it was a Boba Fett in military fatigues, U.S. military fatigues.
There's a group of people who are similar to the 501st or the Rebel Legion. They're a costuming group for Star Wars. They're called the Mandalorian Mercenaries. He's actually one of them.
Oh, okay.
They basically make armor that's similar to what Boba Fett and Jango Fett wear in the movies.
That's cool.
But they completely customize it to whatever look they like.
That's very cool.
So you'll see it in all different sizes, shapes, and colors. It's amazing.
In the cosplay world, where does that fit in? Like, how much license is okay to take with a character, especially a beloved character like Boba Fett, to alter it to that point? Like, are mashups okay? Are they appreciated?
Well, the way they get away with it on this one is they're not actually Boba Fett. They're basically bounty hunters that wear armor similar to him.
Which makes sense, because Boba Fett was only one bounty hunter of many bounty hunters out there.
Exactly.
Right? And they were not clones?
No.
Okay.
He was the one they made the clones out of.
Yeah.
Jango Fett's father.
Yeah,
Yes.
Jango Fett.
Yes, we're up. Now I see out on the other side of the glass we have Spider-Man with his Captain America shield. If you've seen the Civil War movie, you may get that
There was one
reference.
of those guys here last night.
Yep.
And he had a very cool costume. I don't know if it's the same costume or not. I'll have to wait and see him. I can't see him right now.
And I'm thinking that this guy next to Spider-Man looks like he's dressed up as J. Jonah Jameson.
Yes.
Cool.
He's been yelling on a megaphone all day to go inside and get Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's just been standing out there too. He has not really actually been inside the store.
That's cool.
I saw him earlier when I got the pizza.
Kid wants to come up and just high five Spider-Man. That's so cool. Kids
yeah, that is cool.
Now we're seeing some karate. Wait, I'm seeing somebody I think dressed up in a Steve of the Universe costume. My kids would love that. It's a
Steve
cartoon.
of the Universe?
Steven of the Universe. It's a cartoon that my kids watch on Cartoon Network. He's coming in right now with the red shirt and he's got the hair. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. My girls would appreciate that. It's just a new cartoon that's taking the place of Gravity Falls now.
I think that was just
over.
Ryu from Street Fighter.
Hyuga! The costume characters have just rolled out into the marketplace here. It's just
and don't forget there's a costume contest at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock tonight. There'll be a costume contest. Will you stay for that?
I will not.
I have
You're not wearing a costume.
I have to be at work at 11, so I'll probably be leaving around 9:30.
Oh, you'll be leaving. Yeah, that's no good. So, you have other people at your booth with you today?
We had 3 other people earlier today. 2 of them left around 3 o'clock, and then we've got a couple more coming in later today.
Oh, okay, good.
So we should have a booth running the entire day.
All right, that's good, except for when you're doing a podcast, which means
I've got one guy over there.
Oh, okay, that's good.
I think there are more people here than there were a half hour ago.
I think you're right, or a couple hours ago. It's just the steady stream of people. And I got to give credit to Gods and Monsters. I mean, the Artigan Mall is getting a lot of recognition today, as they did at the grand opening.
If they're not recognized as an anchor store, they need to be. Because this is bringing people in. I've never seen this many people in the mall before.
You're right.
It's so rare the mall gets busy at all.
Yeah.
You're right, though.
You see people everywhere. It's so packed today.
Being called an anchor store, I think you're absolutely right. You've got the movie theater, you've got Outdoor World, and you've got Gods and Monsters. Those are anchor stores here for sure, because nobody else has got a Gods and Monsters. Not even close.
And it's interesting that I don't think too many people from Outdoor World are coming here. Although, I did see a guy walking around in here with a fishing pole.
All right.
So he had obviously bought a fishing pole at Outdoor World.
And he's like, what the hell's this place? What are you
Well,
freaks
damn.
doing in here?
There's a Batman sitting right there in this corner.
Well, I think of it as I point over there to our friends over at Press Play.
Yes.
We saw them at MegaCon, and unfortunately, they will not be joining us at the Artigan Marketplace anymore. They're going to go on the road for a while and just work at all the cons, where when we went to their booth, they were selling like crazy there. So they're going to pick up stakes here, even though they painted the Pac-Man on the floor, and it's just a beautiful display that they have there. They will no longer be joining us at the Marketplace, but you can find Press Play online.
Special guest coming in, flying
Yes!
in right now.
Once again, Todd Fisher, who
Todd
we haven't
Fisher.
seen since hour 2 as we hit hour 75. You can just hold that up, and you don't have to use the stand because it's far away. So you just go right ahead and. Oh, wait, he's got to turn it up for
No,
you.
I gotcha.
You got me? Is that it?
Yeah,
Cool,
yeah. You
look
don't
at
have to
that.
lean over. You just want to pick it up.
Yeah.
You can hold on to
Grab
it.
it. Hold
I can
it.
do that. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, we were just visiting with Matthew from extralife.org. You know, they were
Hello.
here. They were here last year. Actually,
Hello,
last
hello.
year, you guys had overflow last year. Weren't you guys set up outside last year?
We originally got set up over by the food court and then kind of migrated our way over to right outside
far
the
down,
window.
really?
Good plan. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how
Oh my
busy you
God.
guys were. And then this time they managed to get in. They got a booth set up here, and they'll have
I'm
some-
only just now hearing about this, but I'm outraged.
Oh no! You should talk to management about that.
I'm outraged for them.
I would
haven't seen-
throw your hat down on the ground.
I know.
I've only seen Anna.
Remember a year ago,
Yeah.
guys, when
I'm outraged. I've only seen Anna like once and for a brief second today. She's just out doing stuff.
She's in the
not-
back counting money.
right, unusually, she's actually making her rounds. She's
Okay,
actually
good.
like out on the floor, which is unusual for her. She usually like sets herself up in the back somewhere
Yeah, she's usually every time I come here on a Friday, she's on the couch working on the computer, and I'm
with
like,
a with a mimosa.
get out there, get
Well,
out there,
look,
work the crowd or something.
On a day like today, it's easy to get lost in this crowd, and she's probably
yeah.
so busy just speaking to people.
True story.
In every nook and cranny of this place.
How's it going up here?
Good. We've been going pretty much nonstop. We've had the guests just come rotating in and out. We've had our
Nice.
podcasters. We've got
We talked to the
our
Roller
people who have
Girls.
booth set up. The Roller Girls came and hung out with us
that's
for
cool.
a while.
Right on.
And that was our surprise guest. What was the other? Spider-Man was just doing a handstand for us.
Is that what it is?
in
I
front
thought
of
he
the
just
other
fell
side
on
of
his
the
butt. That's what
No,
it
no.
looked like to me.
That's
He's
pretty
just
funny.
waving to the kids. The kids love the Spider-Man. They're just coming
Hell
up
yeah,
taking
Spider-Man.
pictures with him. So
It's funny. He needs a codpiece
I'm
because
thinking- yeah,
I can tell what religion Spider-Man
definitely,
is. It's pretty
definitely.
amazing.
I know.
Boo.
It's pretty amazing.
So I remember a
Don't
year
look
ago
at
at the grand opening, I compared it to like a wedding. What is it called? Where after the
A
wedding, everybody
processional?
a processional,
Processional,
and
yeah.
when you cut the ribbon and everybody was coming in and giving you hugs and
Oh, yeah,
shaking
man.
hands with you. Are you seeing a lot of something similar to that today, where people are coming up to you and just?
Absolutely.
Act-
No. There's definitely always that feeling, that congratulatory feeling that everybody's just very happy. I think that we're still here. You
Yeah.
know, like the knee jerk with a place like this on day one is like, oh, this is great
Right.
for 6 months.
Right,
you know?
right.
And,
But
and,
yeah.
and no, it's been great. Like. It's funny. I've seen more than one person today coming up and saying, "This is the first time I've been here."
Oh,
This is
really?
awesome." Yeah, like friends of mine that,
Where have you
that
been?
just have never been able to make it out.
How
so.
dare you?
I know,
But,
right?
thanks for coming.
But thanks for coming.
But we were just seeing all the characters once again, just walking through again. And it seems like Harley Quinn is more powerful and stronger and popular
yeah.
than ever.
Popular,
the movie still
very.
hasn't come out yet.
Oh, I know. It's only going to get worse or better.
Better.
Whichever way you want to look at it.
More.
Maybe
More.
if I don't mean to put you on the spot, but maybe you
Oh,
want
yeah.
to run through, the cast members that we have going on here at Gods and Monsters. You know,
Sure.
tell us who's running at the bar right now, because we know it's not Jen right now. The new girl
Well, no,
we
Jen-
haven't
Jen's
met yet.
back there now.
Oh, she is. Okay.
Yeah,
But
Jen,
the
Jen's
new girl-
on. Melissa.
Melissa.
back
Okay,
there.
we haven't met her
You
yet.
haven't met Melissa? I'll
At one
remedy
point,
that.
there were 3 people behind the bar, and I didn't know any of them today.
Well, there's a guy called John who runs. Is it Chibi Boba? No, it's. I don't know the name of the.
It's all right.
Geeky Boba. That's it.
Geeky
Geeky
Boba.
Boba. Yeah.
Okay.
Geeky Boba. He's over there touting his wares.
All right.
And he has some assistant girl that I'm not familiar with.
Okay.
Who else? There's actually. It was funny. I was telling Lee earlier. I'm like, there are a few people here working my floor that I have no idea.
All
who
right.
they
That's
are.
how high up Todd is
That's
now.
I
He
guess.
doesn't even
Yes,
know
I'm,
some
I'm,
of his staff
I'm
members.
beyond your petty thing.
elite.
Ooh,
Wow.
I should do what do they call it?
Undercover boss.
Undercover
Yes.
boss.
Hi.
Wow.
I should come
Matt,
in like a really elaborate mustache.
I'm a radar technician.
I am-
That would be great. You
I
come
am
in.
Miguel.
Didn't you have a sweet mustache a couple of months ago?
Oh man,
You
I
were-
did. Yeah,
I
did.
remember it.
Oh man,
For
for the 80s
costume.
prom.
That's right.
Oh
right.
my
For the 80s
god.
prom. We did a webcast for that. I forgot about
Oh,
that.
that was a rough one. That was a rough night. I
I love that. That was a good time.
I was coke-addled. It was amazing.
See,
yeah.
you could dress up. You could be undercover boss, and you could meet some of your new employees that you
Oh,
don't
man.
even know.
I know, right? It's so weird. But let's see. Lee was here today. Al, I think he just left.
Okay.
Amanda has left for the day.
Okay. Mouse
Uh,
and Spider, of course.
Mouse is here. I haven't seen Spider yet.
No, I have not either, but I know.
This is probably too intense for Spider. We love Spider.
many people.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Is it too soon to talk about what Spider's doing in the back? You guys
No,
are
not at
working
all.
on something in the back.
Not
right
at
Let's
all.
now.
talk about it.
We had intended today to be the reveal of our new back issue room.
All right, let's go take a look.
We've had
Oh, we're not ready. All right.
We're not wireless.
No. Hang on, let me grab the computer. We'll just go.
right. Let's go. Just drag everything. Spider has been working tirelessly on theming out because we
Right.
never do anything half-assed here.
Mm-hmm. And everybody appreciates that, by the way.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you. Theming out one of the back rooms, one of the larger back rooms, originally intended for one of our VIP lounges, to be a back issue room. We learned early on, as my original intent was not to carry single issues at
Right.
all. I didn't want to carry single issues. I was only going to carry trades, hardcovers, things like that, graphic
Right.
novels.
But then the internet being the internet with
Man,
comment sections.
You'd think I'd kick the dog,
I know.
dude. Like everybody was just like, it's a
big
comic book
jerk.
store with no comics. I'm like,
Oh.
okay, I get it. I can't sell them, of course, but now
Right.
I get
Now
the
you've got
weeklies, and I'm racking up a large amount of back issues too.
How are you
so-
doing that, by the way? Just internet sales?
Well, nothing yet. I'm actually just getting them all together. I've rebagged and boarded everything, so everything's going to be nice and pretty and uniform. Everything's going to be in the system. Like I'm making sure the inventory is right. And I've had, like I said, Spider doing the theming on the room. We've had Craig, our
Right.
contractor, Craig.
Unimpressed Craig.
Unimpressed
Yes.
Craig. He's going to come in the next week or so to finish up some little tweaks on some of the actual shelving to reinforce it to make sure it can hold the weight. And but it's going to be pretty cool.
Cool.
We should have that stuff in probably within the next month.
All right.
I'm hopeful.
But
that
like
we'll
Greg
have it.
says, you don't do anything half-assed here, so you're
That's
taking
right.
your time with it. You want it to look the way you want it to
That's,
look.
that's right.
And then there'll be a big unveiling. Maybe it's an
Sure.
event on Facebook, or
Well,
maybe you'll
probably-
just open it.
Yeah,
I
we'll
can't wait to see
yeah,
it.
Yeah, but it's no, it'll be fun, and it'll give people another thing to hang out here
Yeah,
and
just
talk about.
one more
and
excuse
do.
to come on by here, because usually when you're looking through old comics, you take your time.
That's
you
right.
look through and you look for that gem
That's right.
or that thing you didn't know that was hidden in there. So
And the thing that's probably going to make our stuff stand out is pretty much everything's going to be cover price. I'm going to try my hardest not to be like, if it's a $10 or under book, it'll be cover price. And I've got a ton of them back there. I sold a big stack of them the other day. I've got some of the old 70s and 80s Conans that are like
Oh,
35
really?
and 40 cents, and
Oh,
I'm like,
wow.
cover price.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
People love that.
So we don't know exactly what Spider is building because we really haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
But I picture it to be like when you go get your dry cleaning done and you push a button and the comics just go around on a rack or something. Wouldn't that be cool?
Phase two, Art.
Yes,
Calm
yes,
down.
Phase two. Oh, and speaking of phase two,
Yes.
how has your relationship been with the Artigan Marketplace? I still haven't met the person who's kind of in charge of PR, and I know you said that they've been going through some changes,
They
and I'm just wondering if you have any update for us on
I
on
will.
the Artigan Mall.
I will say that
Marketplace.
that the relationship has been an evolving thing since the beginning.
As the mall has been evolving.
That's
yes.
right. We've been through. We are on our third mall management team right now.
Right.
Whoa.
And I will say that what on
Whoa.
earth? That was crazy. I will say that
Balloon
the
animals just
yeah,
walked by.
That the newest management team since David and his crew came in is a marked improvement over everything that's come before. Like,
Very good.
The ones before just didn't quite know what they were doing. Once David came in here and kind of had a singular vision for the theming and for all that, he brought in a guy, Frankie, to do the promotions and PR just recently, like in the last maybe 6 weeks or so. And
Who is in charge of the commercials that say you can do anything at Artigon as long as you can do
I can't wait to hear how this commercial ends.
At the very end, the girl's like, or illegal. you can't do anything illegal at Artagon.
Wow.
They had to preface that in the commercial?
They do.
Man, what goes on here?
One of the commercials
You
does.
don't want to know.
What kind of mall is it?
One of the commercials does say that. Well, what if I want to read one of the latest comic books? It's like, you can do that. It's like, what if I want to read one of the latest comic books while blah 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 climbing some crazy thing? Well, you can do that. And you've not heard these
I've
commercials?
not heard this.
These are radio spots, and they're
That's kind of like
Again,
a commercial
once again,
for us.
Todd is way up here. He
I
doesn't
know.
know what goes on underneath.
He can't
that.
be bothered to
It's
listen,
nuts.
listen
beyond
to his
you.
own.
What am I
That's
even
good.
doing on this show right now?
I don't know. He should be dropping the mic any second when he realizes where
I
he's
intend
at.
to.
It's specific to the Artagon market, and
Okay.
they make very specific reference to they don't name the store
Sure,
by name,
but comic books.
yeah.
Okay.
And and at the end of each one of these commercials, the guy or whoever's talking wants to do all these things. It's like, so I can do anything I want at Artagon. She's like, yep. And he's like, I'm out of here. He's like, except anything illegal. It's just like, I don't know. It's a little silly.
That's the lawyer saying, you better throw that in at the
That's
end.
right.
So somebody doesn't come in. But that's good to hear. The relationship with the mall is doing well. You're under management that is improving
Sure.
things.
Yeah. No, there's always little hiccups and stuff
sure.
that we come up against, but
As
it's
far as
not,
I know, the power's been on most of the year.
the power has been on for most of the year.
Good, good.
And at the end of the day, you're still here.
That's right.
So
That's
when,
right. So
when you have something like, I just picture they have like monthly mall meetings, and it's like any new business, and like Todd and Anna raise their hand and be like, hey, we're gonna have wrestling here. Is that cool? I mean, do you have to discuss
Is that
any of
all right?
that with them?
no, we haven't.
So cool.
We have recently.
They got keys to the door. They're
Right,
good.
they're
Well,
cool.
because early on when we were first coming in, there was a lot of promises made, a lot of talk about being involved more intimately with their marketing, and none of that ever really panned out under the earlier regimes.
Right.
Frankie, the new guy that's on, hi Frankie, if you're listening, seems to be a lot more open to that. So we've started having about a monthly meeting with Frankie.
Oh, good. Okay.
To at least tell him, because we're now on the digital headers out here, the boards that change.
Right.
and
As
all
you
that.
should be. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And that seems to be going well. We don't have a whole lot of issues on that end of things. So that's good.
Mentioning the digital boards, we were also saying something earlier, like 6 hours ago on one of the podcasts. When you define a mall, you define it by its chain stores. And I don't know if
Sure.
that's a word that you would use. Outdoor World is a chain store. Perhaps
Sure.
the movie theater is part of the
Cinemark,
chain.
sure.
But Gods and
Anchor
Monsters
stores, anchor
is an
stores.
anchor store at a mall like this for sure.
I would like to think that with traffic like this, I would like to think that they would at least go, I would like to think that it at least raises some eyebrows with management to show that we are a viable draw here, or can be. Like, we could be doing this, quarterly.
Yeah, you could be with the proper production promotion and stuff like that,
Sure.
because this is happening.
It's like, well, I mean, and I hear it a lot during the events that we have of this scale, is that it's like a little convention,
Yep,
and people love
absolutely.
that stuff. So and it's free. You can just come in and kind of hang out and meet people, and
and buy stuff.
You know what?
Yeah, exactly. And that's yes.
I had a question I wanted to ask you like 6 months ago, and then I forgot it.
Oh,
But now
no.
I just remembered it. When people make purchases here, all right, you pay with cash. You don't know where they're from. Is there a way for you to keep track of where your patrons come from? Like, you swipe the credit card, now suddenly you know he was from Brazil, or
I don't know that there is. I would love for there to be a way. I mean,
I'd just be fascinated to know where most of the the income comes from. Are they all
Sure.
locals? I mean, you get so many
there's
tourists.
There's got to be at least a way to probably track like credit card purchases along
Right.
those lines.
I'd be just fascinated to know. We're not worried about Big Brother. We're tracking you. We just
Sure.
want to know where it's
Yeah,
coming
where
from.
We could start something, that like a questionnaire, like a 3 or 4 question questionnaire.
Right.
That wouldn't
Hey,
be
where are you
too
from?
bad.
Yeah, just know. You try and anytime people come up and sit with us, we say, "What's your name? Where are you from?" Most of them are
Sure.
from here.
I would think any credit transactions, you should be able to parse that data from somewhere. But
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
You can click on it and it'll tell you, that like 10% of your business comes from Brazil or something like that.
in-state, out-of-state, in-county,
Yeah.
out-of-county.
Tourists.
I do know, and it's kind of cool to see this, is that geek culture is global.
Yeah, absolutely.
Geek culture
Oh,
is
yeah.
everywhere, and so no matter what, Orlando has its different seasons for tourism.
Right.
So and
Summer,
we never see
summer, and then hot summer,
Right.
right,
and then wet summer,
hot,
Hurricane summer.
and
hurricane
then,
summer.
right, and then but I never see it slack off like, oh well, it's English season. We never see we never see any UK patrons in here. That's just not the case.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
always there's always an audience for something like this.
Right.
It's all in how you promote it. It's all in how you get it out to them.
So give us one thing on one end and one on the other of things, thinking back a year ago,
Okay.
things that you wanted to accomplish within your first year, one thing that you did,
Okay.
and then what's one thing you didn't even think you would get accomplished, but you did?
Oh man. Well, a 1 year anniversary is something that we
That's true, very
that's-
true.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you. Let's see. Something that now wait. Say it
Something
again.
like a year ago, you said we hope to accomplish by the end of our first year.
Oh, okay. That we did or did not?
That you did.
That we did.
Something big
okay.
that you said that you did.
Huh. We haven't accomplished a damn thing, all right?
No. I was going to say something like the upgrade to
Feed
the
me.
Off-World
Feed me
Lounge.
something.
You know, you got the license.
That's
Yep.
true.
And
no,
then
that's
you
actually
took it a step above that. Is it liquor license as well, or
That
just
is-
beer and wine?
No,
Here's
don't
what-
beer and wine.
yeah, it's still beer and wine, but we had that kind of revelation with the wine-based liquors.
Yes.
So that's totally changed the game.
That's true.
That's actually a perfect point on both things. The license was something that we didn't think that we thought that we would still be waiting
Right.
until I think the math panned out to where it was going to be another 2 or 3 months from now
Yeah. And it
before
got
we were able to even
done
consider
way
that.
quicker than that.
That was a boon early on, and frankly, it saved us. Like we were, there were some early months, especially when they were doing the construction out here,
Yeah.
where that people would come in and they'd see construction again, and even after the cages,
Yeah.
and people were like, "Oh no, it's happening
Yeah.
again," and they'd just leave. They figured that it was all over, and so that firmly establishing ourselves as having a bar and that kind of atmosphere here saved us in a lot of ways.
Okay.
And
That's
then
probably where I spend most of my money too.
Yeah,
I
me
know,
too.
right?
Me too.
and frankly,
Agreed.
it's where we as a retail store are making our biggest profit. And that's great. I love that you guys are
And it's
that-
symbiotic too. I
supporting it.
mean, a lot of people come here just to hang out and play games, and
Sure.
And like, oh
while
shit,
they're
there's a
playing
bar
games,
here.
there's a bar right there.
Man, I came here for
all-
the wrestling. Oh shit, there's a bar here.
all part of the plan.
Excellent.
Right.
Yeah.
So not so much interested in the dollar amount, but percentage-wise, when you look at the first year, how did the bar do? What percentage of what you did here was based on the bar?
I don't know
Ooh.
if that's something he needs to disclose.
There's a percentage.
Well,
Yeah, well.
I will say that it was
Beneficial.
very beneficial.
Okay, good answer. Good answer.
Well, yeah, good answer.
What if he had said something like it was 85% of our business? Like, oh my
85.
God, that you shouldn't have said that.
I mean, there are.
That's the only information a competitor would need to go in there with a plant and say,
All right.
I got served and I'm 15.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
I can certainly comfortably say that it has, it has sometimes outdone the retail aspect.
Sure.
And that's quite astonishing to me that we've established ourselves enough to where that's something I can say.
Okay.
Because you wouldn't expect a bar on site at a comic book store to do as well as this one sometimes does.
And it's
You know,
multiple revenue streams for multiple crowds
That's right.
or customer bases, and you've covered all the bases. I mean,
and there's it's still so much that we want to do. I mean,
Yeah.
there's still a lot of theming stuff that still didn't get done.
Sure.
There's I would like to get further signage for the bar. I'd love to get the
Yep.
blimp done. Remember we
Yeah,
used to talk
talk
about the
about
that.
blimp.
Oh, yeah,
the
the
blimp
blimp.
is
You
still
wanna get
in my
Joshua,
heart.
Joshua Eaton here.
That's it,
props,
man.
Work on the ground.
That's it.
He's on the video clips that are playing because you
they
mentioned
make
him on
very
the list.
cheap projectors now that you could project onto the inside of a blimp that would show us on the
Oh
outside.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
So once again, not interested in the exact numbers,
Sure.
but when it comes to the
You
relationship
ever,
you
get the idea that he has some vested interest in
Percentage.
it?
I think
No.
he may
I'm
be interested in
fascinated.
actual numbers.
I'm fascinated on how the business works. When it comes to your relationship with the wrestlers,
Sure.
how does that work out? They have a live streaming service with
Sure.
their company, but then they also have tickets they sell at the door, plus you have the bar here. How does that all
Sure.
work out
Well,
for
there's
you?
as an example with the wrestlers, we usually do. We usually give options to anybody bringing an event like that in, where we usually do a guarantee on the bar to
Okay.
where, and that then encourages them to push, the bar as buy your drinks, guys.
Right.
That way, like say it's $1,000, just a
Sure.
round number. If we make $700 on the bar, then they cover the extra.
I see.
So they are then encouraged to get us over that
I see.
$1,000 mark. Basically, we get a guarantee of what an average, say, Saturday night that they're taking up would
Okay.
get us on the bar.
They've never had to pay, I assume.
I don't believe so.
I don't believe so either. Not from
done-
what I saw. Not from what I saw.
I think we've done the two wrestling things.
Right,
Two wrestling
right.
things. No, they haven't. I think that they've met their guarantees both times.
Excellent.
Now there have been ones like I think the CEO or the one of the video game ones.
One of the events you've had here.
One of the events.
Okay.
They didn't quite make it.
Okay.
And so
That
you know,
happens.
and
But they don't lose out, right? Because they also have entry fees and stuff like that.
they just have to make up for
Yeah,
the difference.
yeah,
That's
all right.
all. And it wasn't that much, but it was that's an example.
Okay.
Todd, look at all the fucking people in here.
I mean, it has been a steady stream
I mean, I
all
just
day.
I glance over every once in a while, and there's just deep.
It is never not busy here today.
That reminds
it's really.
That reminds me of day one. I
Yeah.
kept walking around, and I was in such a daze. You remember?
You kept waiting
Yeah.
for it to die off.
I would just go. There's a lot of people in my store.
I know.
like
It's
there's
a lot.
A lot of people.
Like holy
and I
crap!
remember
There's a ton of people
immediately
here.
when the store opened, we started the show. You cut the ribbon. We started talking, and the line just started at the register like immediately. Like, oh wow, this is happening, and it's happening fast.
It was great, man.
Yep.
And it's what's cool about today is it's the same. I won't say the same amount. It's a close probably
different,
approximation.
yeah.
It's but we at least have more product now.
Oh, boy, that's true,
So
yeah.
so we can at least service a lot of this. Because it's funny. I was reading. I've been taking the time in the last couple of weeks to respond to all our Google reviews and our Yelp reviews.
Good. You even thanked the 1-star reviews. I saw
That's
you do
it.
your thank yous online.
And oh man, I read one the other day that I hit because I just started up our Yelp. I just claimed our Yelp. I
Oh,
guess
okay.
however you do
All
that.
right.
And I read one
That's real, isn't it?
that was done the week after we opened,
Uh-huh.
and the guy was brutal
Oh.
about there's no product here,
Right.
there's nothing on the shelves, and I'm like, we hadn't restocked.
Hey, man.
We literally did a $20,000 first day, which was insane, by the
Right.
way, and super humbling. But I didn't have any product left. And this poor guy came in, and I didn't know how to answer. He said, "I'm sorry,
Well,
I have more now."
For that guy,
Please try us again.
let's just say that you know what, there was no Yelp in 1971 when Disney World opened either, and there would have been a lot of people complaining about this
Right.
park's not open, that ride's not open,
Oh,
the
man.
pirates aren't working. You know, those things happen at
Man.
an opening.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
That's
so
funny.
cool.
There are a lot of people. What were we talking about? We were talking about, and then he derailed us.
Yeah, he derailed us on that. Well, we were
Greg's
talking about
Greg the
we
derailer.
were talking about wrestling and
Oh, yeah, that was
okay.
some of
So
the other
it's benefited you enough, and you're happy with it enough that they're coming back again next month.
Uh-huh,
You working
yeah.
on them kind of month by month, or have you planned something out for the year?
We haven't planned that far ahead. We're basically doing one at a time
All
with
right.
them.
You've already got one lined up for next month. It's the first or second week of July.
Okay.
I don't remember the exact date. I just know I'm on vacation,
didn't-
and if Greg does it, he'll do it by himself, and I'll watch from Facebook Live on vacation.
Yay.
So you've got another one coming up. They've been so exciting. It's been so much fun. At one moment, the last one, we were sitting at the table. The wrestlers were banging each other back and forth, and one of them got hit, and it was just like, this guy spit. And it came out, and we were sitting here talking, and Greg and I both leaned over, and it just went up against the wall. I mean, for those of you who don't think it's real, it is so real. It was, and then at one point, one of the wrestlers, one of the managers, sat down with us and put the headset on and talked with us for a while.
That's great.
Complimenting on how good our audio was compared to the live streaming event they were doing. And it was just, and of course, him staying in complete character. Talking also about his own podcast. Who doesn't? By the way, I got my own wrestling podcast. Of course you do. Everyone's got a podcast. But it was just, it's such a great event. I wouldn't call it family friendly. I would just call it fantastic entertainment. And you know what? You close up the store. There's
Yeah.
a charge for a ticket at the door. 18 and up.
It's
18
I think
and
it's
up.
18 and up.
You know, I mean, you more than make up for it with tons of family-friendly events here throughout the
Sure.
year, for sure. Today being a perfect example of
Yeah.
that. But the wrestling is just something Greg and I didn't know what to expect when we were like, oh, let's do a podcast that day. Okay.
Yeah, man.
And then the first bell rings, and it's like, we're here. And it's like, oh, my God. I mean,
We-
this is a
we
big
gotta
deal.
go.
This is really happening. It's just fantastic.
Yay.
Well, I know you're a busy man. Our next guests have arrived. At least
Oh,
I've seen
nice.
a portion of her.
Cool. I'm gonna.
And Matthew, I'm sorry. Once
gonna
again, he's
scoot.
from extra-life.org, and they have a booth set up here. But thank you, Todd, for visiting with us. Come
of
by
course,
anytime. As the owner of the store, come by anytime. But Matthew, you have your booth set up here for the remainder of the day. And once again, remind everyone, besides, are there other places? Do you guys have a Facebook page?
We do.
Okay.
It's Extra Life Orlando.
All right, Extra Life Orlando has a Facebook page as well. If you're interested, in contributing in any way. It's fantastic what they can do. For the example you gave of the incubators, that's exactly the example I wanted to hear from you, to hear stories like that for the money that you are raising. It's fantastic.
Yeah, all the money we raise is marked as when the hospital gets to use it for whatever their greatest need is.
Yes.
If they need an ambulance, they can buy that. If they need to do an expansion on a wing, they can do that. If they need tools or an incubator, that's what they do.
And Children's Miracle Network, that's what you raise it for. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Matthew.
Thank you for having me again.
Once again, we have no commercials to cut to. We're just going to have your guests stand up, and then the next one's going to move in. But thank you for joining us.
See you later.